All right, welcome in. We're going to listen to an interview. It's a 7-minute listen from NPR. Abigail Spangerger, who was a pretty interesting person. I like her. I'm impressed by her rise through politics. She was a CIA officer. I think she was an officer. I don't know if she was an officer or an analyst. I think she was an officer. But anyway, she was in the CIA. Got recruited out of college, I believe. So she's smart. Went to ran for Congress, won her district, and down to be governor of Virginia in such a just a short period of time. I believe she entered Congress in 2021. It's really fucking impressive. And I wish Democrats were better at promoting themselves more. Because, there's a thing, on the left, people want to be humble and shit. If any right winger rose this quickly through politics, they wouldn't be humble about it. Is J.D. Vance humble? It's man, I wish Spangerger would promote herself more. I wish Democrats would brag more about what she's doing here. Because we might actually be able to build a bench for, to have candidates to run. Because I think Abigail Spangerger, the next logical step is for her to run for president. And I know people might not agree with our politics. It's not what this is about. I don't really, at this point, I'm vote blue no matter who. I used to make fun of people that said that, but it's just logical. It's a smart way to be. I'm not gonna stay home or vote Republican. I'd rather jump off the Empire State Building than vote Republican. Literally, I'm not voting Republican. I'm keeping my record clean. I'm not voting for that fucking party. Anyways, I wish she would run. I'd love to see a female president. And I think she's got a good look. I like her policies. I know people are she's centrist, pragmatic. Those are dirty words now. Great. She's really smart. Like I said, she actually has a black agenda, which she wasn't afraid to go on black media, like Roland Martin, and lay out. And she laid it out with clarity and conviction. And got a nice family. I love Abigail Spangerger, and I think she is a rising star in the Democratic Party. So we should talk about her more. Anyways, let's listen to her interview on NPR about what she'd do to push back against Trump's policies as governor. And she's got a good ally in Jay Jones, 36-year-old attorney general. That's going to be really interesting. Anyways, I don't think she's afraid of Trump. Anyways, it's time for real leaders to emerge and show us what she can do. Got 3 years.
Several major races across the country last night.
Let me turn my speaker off. It'll echo. Won't be much interrupting because I'm going to be in the background watering my plants. Let it play.
Talk about one of those now. Virginia just elected its first woman governor, Abigail Spangerger.
And just a few minutes ago, Adam said to our daughters, "Your mom's going to be the governor of Virginia."
That's a big fucking deal. Okay, I said I wasn't going to interrupt. I haven't started watering yet. There will be a few interruptions. I got thoughts. Man, fuck all this sexist bullshit and running from identity politics. Being the first female governor of Virginia is a massive fucking deal. Think about all the governors. Virginia's one of the oldest states. Think about all the governors that we've had. And then we've never had, they've all been white men. Never had a female governor. That is it's beating odds to the max. People refuse to put into perspective how impressive and unlikely that is because of sexism. But just try to be unbiased for a second and realize how incredible, how unlikely that is. This is the South.
I can guarantee those words have never been spoken in Virginia ever before.
That's Spangerger.
That's probably all she'll ever say about it.
Last night, this specific gubernatorial race, one of just two held the year after the presidential election, is seen as a bellwether for how voters feel about leaders in Washington. Spangerger, a former congresswoman, capitalized on voters' concerns about the cost of living, jobs, immigration reform, and a whole range of other issues, including political violence, all issues that resonate across.
I just hate the anti-identity politics. Why the fuck are we marginalized people not allowed to celebrate accomplishments? Kiss my black fucking ass, man. I'm done with all that. It's time for I know women aren't a minority. It's time for marginalized people to rise up. Be proud of your fucking identity. If people can go around talking about how proud they are to have white skin, say you're proud to be a fucking woman and proud to be the first female governor of Virginia. It's a massive deal.
Country.
The fucking United States legend for that. Just like Barack Obama. It's becoming the first black president. I don't like Barack Obama, a lot of how he governed. But that is an accomplishment that can never be taken away and may not be repeated for a long time. And this is the same story. So probably backlash to this one day for whatever reason, but fuck, man, promote yourself. It's a big deal.
Won decisively by just over 15 points, according to this morning's
Like
numbers.
Obama never talked about
And
being
Democrats
black.
also scored down the
So,
ballot, leading the lieutenant governor and attorney general races and securing a supermajority in the House of Delegates. And
last pause. I don't care. Go watch something. There's a billion YouTube channels. I actually like to use my brain. I believe deep down Kamala Harris actually went around and talked about how she was proud to be a black and a woman. She would have got more votes. Because a lot of black people stayed home and voted for Trump because they didn't feel like they could connect to her because she was inauthentic.
joins me now to discuss Governor-elect. Thank you for being on the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
So how are you feeling this morning as you reflect on your historic election, the first woman governor in Virginia?
I am feeling great this morning. It is a good day in Virginia, and the transition starts today. So I'm excited to get to work.
So winning an election is one thing, but fulfilling the promises to make things affordable, fight for federal workers who have lost their jobs, as you did on the campaign trail, is another. What's on your agenda day one?
Day one is to start working with our partners in the General Assembly to make sure they're ready to go with the bills to file, making sure that I am ready day one in January with executive actions related to ensuring that we're supporting all Virginians, particularly given the challenges that so many of our community members are facing in the past because of DOGE and now because of the shutdown, and maintaining the economic focus that I have had throughout this campaign.
I'm glad she called out DOGE early because they are the main problem.
So that
bigger problem than Trump himself. They dismantled our federal government. Need to be in prison.
as I am sworn in January, we are
Maybe President Spangenberg. I keep calling him Spangenberg. Maybe President Spangerger can throw their asses in fucking prison one day.
we are moving quickly to take decisive
Maybe she
and
bring
clear
Jay Jones with her
actions
for Attorney General.
to deliver on the promises and the plans that I set forth throughout the campaign.
As you point out, Virginia home to hundreds of thousands of federal workers and contractors deeply affected by DOGE cuts and the government shutdown. Before we get further into that, I do want to ask if you see
Abigail, Governor Spangenberger right now is wielding the sword, the power of the state government. And, for all these federal workers that got laid off by DOGE, like she just said, the interviewer, the state hit hardest by federal worker layoffs is Virginia. And there will be retribution for that. You fuck people's lives up for no fucking reason. Now you gotta pay.
when
Some of you will go to prison.
as an endorsement of your agenda or a repudiation
We're not
of
gonna
Donald Trump?
forget.
I think it's absolutely an endorsement of
It's a
an agenda
fucking
that's
game.
putting Virginians first. It's an endorsement of an agenda that we laid out, with plans throughout the summer in strengthening our public schools, lowering costs, particularly housing, healthcare, and energy, and growing our economy. And certainly that happens all on a landscape where Virginia has.
I wish Spangenberger would come out for Medicare for all. She'd be the perfect fucking candidate. That's all I ask. I call myself a leftist. I've called myself a socialist. I don't even really want socialist policies or anything like crazy. I would be happy today. I'd die happy if we just got universal health care. Like, that's all we need. Like, that would improve the country immensely. Because the main cause, I don't know, I'm so angry. But I guess just into it. It's intense feeling it. But the main cause of bankruptcy in this country is medical debt. You don't think that would change everything around like overnight? They lift a massive burden off people's shoulders. That is the next stance Democrats got to take. Got to be a unified caucus. Come out for Medicare for all. Fuck your donors, man. You gotta worry about winning.
So impacted by the choices coming
donors
out of
only
this
get one
White House,
vote.
whether it's DOGE, whether
Way
it's
less good than
tariffs
our
and
of us.
retaliatory trade policies that we have then experienced and have impacted Virginia, from small businesses to farmers to shipments into our port. But certainly it's an endorsement of our affirmative agenda, but certainly on the landscape where so much of what is happening here in Virginia and so many of the concerns that people have are really heightened because of the ways that we have been impacted by the bad choices and aggressive chaos coming out of Washington.
You know why I think Spangenberger might not get there? First of all, she's a woman. And two, people are going to say shit. I think you don't want to use these words. I think she's too smart. Like she's too much of a policy wonk. Like people, I love these types of interviews. I can literally listen to this shit from sun up to sundown. It's my jam. But most Americans like that dumbed down Trump shit. Like, cause like people will hear this interview, they'll be like, yeah, I like her, she's smart, but you just won't be able to connect. And I feel I love this candidate. Like I love the wonky types. I don't care about like the like Zoran Mamdani. He's incredibly authentic, easy to see yourself in and connect to. He's a policy wonk too, but not everybody has both. I'm talking like Riz and the policy wonkery. Like Spangerger isn't exactly like. I mean, she's a nerd. Let's just be real. But I wish she was better at like promoting herself. Because we need like a Mamdani, but he can't be president.
The president and Democratic governors have been at loggerheads a lot this year. And I wonder, as you think about taking office in January, how you see your future relationship with the president.
Well, certainly during my time in Congress during his first presidency, my approach was always if there is something that I can work on for Virginia,
I
I
think people
will
get
look
bored
to
with this
build out that
stuff. I
coalition. And
don't.
certainly I will look to work with a president that I may disagree with on, substantially. And right at this moment, coming in now as governor-elect and governor in the new year, my approach will be to make sure that I'm pushing for what we need here on the ground. And right now that will be pushing back against a variety of the bad policies that are coming out of this White House. Again, our cargo coming into our port is down nearly 9% year over year, and that's impacting certainly people down the line who would be bringing in those goods. But I've heard directly from truck drivers and port workers about the impact. Our economy is set to have zero growth next year. We had 7 months of rising unemployment, principally because of Doge. And we had been the number one state for business, and we lost that. And CNBC, with that rating, said it was because of Doge. So, there are so many
Okay,
places
Abby, I gotta
where
correct you a little bit. The number one state for business is Minnesota. Tim Walz.
the choices of this president, his choices are at odds with the needs of Virginians. And so I will continue to make that clear and continue to push back on bad policies. But certainly any place I can find common ground, celebrate what it is that we're trying to do in Virginia. I look forward to doing that, and hopefully, we'll see a lessening of some of these attacks on our state into the future. At least that's what I'm going to work to achieve.
What about on immigration? I mean, Virginia's outgoing Republican governor, Glenn Youngkin, shares the president's hardline approach to immigration. He signed an executive order that requires
Yeah, well, she's gonna
local
sign
law
an executive
enforcement
order
to
to
work with
overturn it.
federal immigration
Fuck it.
authorities. Will that also
Fuck
be your
Glenn
approach?
Youngkin. Fucking weirdo.
Absolutely not. I'm a former law enforcement officer. I was a federal agent before I became a CIA officer. So my entire background is one of law and order, understanding the threats that our country faces kind of from the outside, a clear recognition, frankly.
I like this kind of talk. I'm a law and order Democrat. People like to talk bullshit and make up things about how the left is for letting everybody out of prison. I want more people in prison. I want a lot more people things to be fucking illegal in this country. Because a lot of you are just criminals that just haven't been prosecuted yet. You're wilding out. Like every fucking Trump voter should be looked at by the federal government.
Frankly, of the responsibilities of what it is to uphold the law. The efforts that we have seen undertaken by this administration with ICE is...
I want to throw you in federal prison and use you for your labor. I'm joking.
is beyond anything that I ever knew as a law enforcement officer. Anytime we went anywhere, we were showing our warrants. When we were with local police, they were clearly marked. We were clearly marked. The idea that there are families getting pulled over on the side of the road and parents getting taken out of the cars and children left is just, it's an absolute...
Our prisons need to be filled to the brim, overflowing with ICE agents after this.
nightmare situation, and it doesn't make our communities safer. And so my approach will be when there is a warrant signed by a judge, certainly law enforcement can and must work with federal agencies. That's how I always worked task force or joint issues. But I do not want local Virginia law enforcement doing the administrative actions of ICE, particularly at a time when it drives so much fear and confusion within our communities.
Governor-elect of Virginia,
Massive
Abigail Spangerger.
respect. I love her, man. I'm even warmer on Spangerger after hearing this. So that is a nice confirmation that she will not use local police and state police to do the functions of the federal government, which ICE should not be doing that function at all. Not blindly snatching up people and disappearing them to concentration camps and God knows where. It should be a more structured. Like I said, I'm a law and order Democrat. People like to call Obama the deporter in chief. Oh, he deported 3 million people. Those are criminals. You got to get them out. But the way Trump is doing it is haphazard and it's fucking evil. And there's no method to it. And Obama's ICE agents weren't fucking running around with their faces covered by masks. It's balaclavas or whatever the fuck it's called. There's no comparison. Like people try to say Obama put kids in cages. There's no comparison to the way Barack Obama's federal government operated, which is the most professional fucking government I've ever seen. And I don't I can't remember if I mentioned in this video or not, but I'm not the biggest fan of Barack Obama in his presidency. Left a lot to be desired, but it was professional. Probably the most well-oiled machine I've ever seen until besides Joe Biden's government, which was great too. Like, let's be real. I'm not a delusional liar. Joe Biden's brain was cooked. It was basically soup. He had some cognitive problems. But our government ran smoothly. Inflation was coming down. Crime was coming down. Everything was working because he had competent people around him. You can't compare a Democratic administration to what we're seeing now. And but I'd kill for a President Spangerger right now. But I hope she does run one day. I hope she has that ambition. Obviously, I don't know anything about her, private personality, but I hope she has that ambition because don't just stop at governor of Virginia. This is historic. It's you got a massive undertaking in front of you, but I think she's up to the task. She's smart enough to navigate this, and I just don't think she's done. I think she's just getting started. How old is Spangerger? Oh, she's 46? Oh, yeah. This is our future president.